All right. Welcome, everybody. It's great to be with everyone here today. We're going to get started in just a few moments. So again, great to be with everyone here today. It's been a great 2 weeks here at BD. I hope you guys have been doing well as well. I want to say hi to a few familiar names and faces out there. Franco, all the way from South Africa. It's great that you can join us here today. I see Jenny here as well. It's a new name there. We see Predrag, always good questions with Predrag, and our good friend Terry as well. And also Sean is here. Good to see you in the webinar. We're going to give everyone just a moment to get logged in here. So grab a bag of popcorn, a cup of coffee. We got some fun stuff to cover here in today's webinar, and we'll begin in just a moment. All right, BD family, let's dive right into it. Welcome to another edition of Webinar Wednesday, tips to help grow your online community. As always, it's always great to be with everyone here in the webinars, especially when we see some new names and faces. If this is your very first time joining us for Webinar Wednesday, welcome. I am Jason there on the left, and we're lucky to be joined by David Rockland, the digital strategist here at Brilliant Directories. David, thanks for taking the time to join us today.
Hey everybody, glad to be back with you for another Webinar Wednesday. We have a great tip of the week coming up, very actionable and more of a how-to tip. So very excited for that.
And just a side note, you've got us set up, David, streaming on YouTube Live as well.
That's correct. We are live on YouTube again this week. For anybody joining us on YouTube, we will be monitoring the chat there, but in future webinars, if you would like to ask us questions and have your microphone unmuted instead of just typing in your questions in the live chat, you'll want to register for the webinars through GoToWebinar. So I'll go ahead and share the registration link in the YouTube chat for that.
And also one of the key benefits of that YouTube Live is if we go over something a little quickly here in the webinar, the instant replay of the webinar is available on YouTube, and we'll share a link to that instant replay in the Facebook group as well, in case you needed to re-watch something we just presented on. And speaking of the Facebook group, I always like to mention, I do see some new names and faces out there. If you're not already part of our friendly Facebook group, you can head on over to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. It'll redirect you to the Brilliant Directories Facebook page and just click on the blue join button. It's a great way to keep the conversations going in between Webinar Wednesdays. Yesterday especially was an uber busy day for discussions, created lots of great questions, and also a lot of people sharing their websites, asking for feedback on landing pages and their homepage and things like that. So it's great to see everyone helping each other there. So yeah, brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. We definitely look forward to seeing you there. And I always like to just quickly cover some of the reasons and purposes we started Webinar Wednesday. We're over 120 episodes in. It's become a great channel for us to kind of share some of the newer features that are baked into the platform to help you leverage and grow your online community a bit quicker. So we'll talk about things on how to kind of increase traffic, converting visitors into subscribers or members. And actually, we're going to talk about that in the tip of the week today, and also ways to improve the website navigation through some of the design settings and menu settings available. So if you have questions on any of these topics or anything related to your membership website, we'll try to get to as many questions as possible in this webinar. All right, and we have a small handful of BD Lab updates to share. The previous webinar, we had quite a few lab updates. There are three here that are most notable. We actually did mention a couple of them in the Facebook group, but now I can actually demo them since they are live for everyone. We could demo it here on the webinar. And the first one will start at the top of the list here. It is an extension of the members only add-on. We see a lot in the Facebook group. People say, how can I make the writer review page for my members members only? So it's not public, you have to register in order to write a review for a member, or how do you just protect the profile page of your members? Previously, these settings were in the edit post settings area, and they were pretty broad, and they affected all the membership plans on your site. However, what we've done is we've actually moved these, and I'll show you in just a moment. We've moved these members only settings that are for your members listing pages and their write me a review page. We've moved them to the individual membership plan. So on a per membership plan basis, you can choose several things that should be members only in order to access them with regard to viewing your members. So let's take a look at this now. We do have a sample site here. So let's go to our membership plans. And we do have some sample membership plans here. We have one member in this membership plan 1. Let's actually go to their profile page. So it's a sample member here, and we'll just view their live profile. I'm actually going to open 2 more pages for this member, the send message page and also the write a review page. So we can see all of these are public right now. This is contact sample member, write a review for sample member. So previously it would be a blanket setting for all the membership plans in the edit post settings area. That would be under edit post settings here. It's not there any longer. So if we want to lock down or make these membership plan members pages members only, saying member a lot there, we can restrict it now in the membership plan settings. So let's edit membership plan 1. And this is going to be under the top tab here called search visibility. How visible are they on the public website? And what you see here now is this members only access setting. And when we hover over here, we have 3 options. We can protect the profile page, protect the contact page where you send them a message, or you can also choose, you don't have to do all 3 of them, you can choose to protect the write a review page. And I'll go ahead and save the changes. And if I try to access now members of this membership plan's pages for those 3 respective items, I'll just refresh this page. I'm not logged in. And we get this content is for members only, text label and things like that. We'll go to the send message page. We'll see the same message and the write a review page. Most commonly what we've been seeing in the Facebook group is the write a review page and in the support tickets, but obviously you now have the option to lock down all of them. If I am logged in as a member of any membership plan, I would then be able to access these pages once again. So again, this is with the members only add-on. If you don't have this add-on, I will share a link in the chat here for everyone. It basically allows you to protect access, create protected access for certain areas of your site. In this example, it was the members profile pages and their related pages. Okay, this next one, I'm actually pretty excited for this one. It's an additional design setting that's available for your homepage streaming section. So you might be displaying your recent members on the homepage, maybe some blog articles, a small handful of content, maybe some custom content. What you have now are additional spacing options for your homepage sections, and I'll show you exactly what we mean there. It seems like it's a seemingly small update, but I think it's going to add a lot of design power for you. Let me actually set this guy's access back to public, since we'll probably refer back to it later in the webinar. So we'll remove the protection of those pages. Okay, so let's head on over to the design settings. And we'll close these tabs down. There we go. Okay, great. So this is with regard to the homepage tab at the top and the middle section here, the additional sections on the homepage. Prior to this, you could choose a background color for your homepage section. So we have like a hero divider, streaming blog articles, streaming members. What you have now are top spacing and bottom spacing, and you can just choose default. Default is basically 40 pixels top and 40 pixels bottom, giving it ample spacing to the section next to it. And actually, let's take a look at what this site's streaming set, and then we can add some additional padding and see what that looks like. So we can see here pretty standard. Here's with the background color. And what this is going to allow you to do is there are some cases where some of these ending elements add some additional padding sometimes. You can really get this pixel perfect now. So if you need to add 1, 5, 10 additional pixels of padding, you can certainly do so. But what's really cool about this is you can add a lot of padding to sections that you want to be more stand out or be more prominent. So let's actually, for the about website and join offer, let's actually add like 150 to the top and bottom padding, and we'll save the changes. And that's here. We could see there's just 40 on the top and 40 on the bottom, standard. And we'll go ahead and refresh this. And we can see here that now it kind of adds more padding so it could be a bit more prominent. I'll show you one more example using custom content, which could be helpful. We can add a new section and we'll do custom content 1, that's fine. And let's actually move this up here and let's add 200 and 200, and we'll edit the settings and we'll add a pre-made block in here just real quick. And we'll go ahead and save those changes. Oh, and we can provide it with a soft background color as well. Let's just take a look at that for now. Here we can see here I added 200. It's a lot, but you can see as you scroll down, whatever's here is really going to grab your attention. It could be a form to fill out. It could be calls to action with buttons, but this can definitely give you a bit more control. Let's add a soft background color to this, maybe something in the blue range, and we'll choose that and we'll save the changes. And again, this is just really simple way to highlight some of the more important areas of your homepage. Let me refresh this one more time, and we should see the background color now. Crossing my fingers. Nope, it's not taking the background color. Let's find out why. It should be taking the background color. Well, it's a webinar, and we all know in the webinars something is going to happen there. All right, that's not taking the background color, but it should be. We'll look into that one. But you can definitely see how you can add more visibility to a section on your homepage that you want to showcase. All right, and this next one we did mention in the Facebook group. If you're using the side-by-side pricing menu on your site, there's now a method to showcase or highlight or make one of the plans stand out a bit more than the other plans. You can highlight a plan. I can show you how you can edit that and a couple more tips and tricks regarding that as well. So I do have a page I made on this site that has the side-by-side pricing page. And it's right here. Let's go ahead and edit this page first. So what we have here is the menu, pricing menu, and we'll go ahead and visit the page. And we can see here, we do have a plan that is standing out here. And I can go ahead, for those of you who weren't in the Facebook group and saw this, I could show you how we can do this. So the first place we want to go is to the menu manager. This is a pricing menu, as we call it. And if you don't already have it customized, you can go to default menus and you'll want to customize the side-by-side pricing menu. Once you do that, I'll click on edit here. you'll have it, you can start editing it, you can add your plan names, changing the price, the features and benefits that you're going to list. And what you can do if you want to showcase one of them, you can see here, you can toggle the children of the parent. So this is the title, and these are sub children of the plan one. What you can do is the one you want to highlight, in this case, we're highlighting the plan two, toggle open these settings, and you really just need to add the word showcase in here. That is the class that is going to highlight this level. So let's actually remove showcase and do a kind of before and after here together. And we'll refresh this here. And we can see now it's reverted down to its normal size. It's taken its shrinking mushrooms like Alice and it's gone down. So let's give it its Alice mushrooms here to get larger. We're going to add the word showcase. And we're going to see it expand. So this is a great way to kind of add a little more pop to the pages. It's really nothing fancy. It's using like a scaling up class to make this happen. And you guys might be noticing I've added kind of like a background color to this plan as well. There is another kind of insider tip here. You can, again, to the title, the name of it, to the menu item class, you can add things like BG danger, that's background danger. There's actually a few of them you can add. It could be warning or success. These correspond to the button colors that you've defined in your design settings. There's one for info and there's for default as well. Let's change it from danger to success. And you just need to do it on the menu item that is the title one. So let's do BG success. And we can see here that the color has turned to green, which is the success button color that we have in our design settings is this same green. So those are a couple tips and tricks there for the side-by-side pricing menu. If you want to highlight a plan, add showcase. And if you want to add extra background color, you can use BG hyphen, and then success is usually good, or danger, it adds a red depending on your color themes. I'll just put BG success in there in the chat for everyone in case you want to use that. Okay, coming soon. I'm actually pretty excited about this one. We tried to hit the mark to have this released in August, so it seems like it's going to be in September, and I'm going to make a promise to everyone it won't be past this month, but we're going to have a new add-on that's going to unlock 25 new pre-made elements that you can drag and drop into the web page builder. We're going to have 7 call to action blocks, 7 feature list blocks, 5 team page blocks, and 9 general content blocks to kick things off. So super excited about that, and I will definitely keep you guys posted. And if anything is released in advance prior to the webinar, of course, we will mention it in the Facebook group. The next one here is related to creating support tickets. As some of you know, we've created the ability to create support tickets from the admin area, so you don't have to directly email support@brilliantdirectories.com, nor do you need to actually create and register an account in our official support portal. We've integrated it all into the admin area. Originally, we did a quick update. You could send messages and submit tickets, but it was lacking the ability to attach files and images when you're creating a support ticket, which of course are incredibly helpful when you're trying to communicate issues or have questions for our team and you're trying to point something out. So I do have a preview of what that's going to look at like when it's going to be available. So I'll toggle that here. I believe it's here. So yeah, when you're in the View My Websites dashboard, you also have View My Tickets and Create a New Ticket. And of course, this is all what we're used to. Oh, and there will be a small toolbar option so you can add like bold and italics to your ticket as well. So we'll just create a ticket together. Sample page. Ticket subject, we'll do sample ticket. Oops. And we'll just put some text in here. Doesn't really matter what it is. And now we have this attachments area. And what you can do is you can drag files directly into this box here, or you can toggle it open. You can highlight your screenshots or images or PDFs, and it will attach it. We can see here it says 4 files selected, and then I'll say create support ticket. And it's just going to process submitting the support ticket. And then it will take me to the thread of where that support ticket is. And we can see here, here's what I created as my support ticket with links to my attachments for reference. And even when you reply to the support team, you will also be able to select files as you maintain the discussion with the support team to help resolve your issue. So definitely that's going to help with communication between the BD community and our support team. We always want to try to help you guys the best we can, and this is just another step in that direction. So we're looking for this to be released in the next couple weeks, so that should be a September release as well. All right, and as usual, there's just tons of ongoing updates. You know, I always mention the things that are tangible, we can see and touch, but there's lots of optimizations to make things faster, easier to use, more stable, and of course, more awesome. And the biggest thing is thank you guys for, you know, staying connected to our support team, the suggestions you provide in the Facebook group. A lot of the updates that we actually end up pushing out are from your feedback and suggestions. So big heart and thank you to you guys there. I always like to, just on these updates, I'm gonna lower everyone's hands. If you have any specific questions about these updates, feel free to raise your hand and we'll take a question or two. All right, Ryan, I got your hand up. How you doing?
Hey, good evening. You may have already answered this in the forum. I think I posted the question, but just want to ask you if that was added or it could be. I've already added that showcase into a couple people's sites, and they really like it. But except for mobile, when it goes full width, it kind of, when that showcase isn't doing anything when they're stacked, it looks weird on mobile because it kind of overlaps, and then it looks like it's too wide for the mobile.
You are absolutely correct. I know what you're talking about. Have it revert back to normal size.
Yeah,
all right.
in mobile mode. Yeah.
Right. Okay. No, I know exactly what you're referring to. Thank you for mentioning that.
Okay. Yeah, we could do a workaround, but obviously that we shouldn't have to undo that for everybody that wants to use the showcase things.
Yeah, we could definitely put a fix in. No, that's good that you mentioned that. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks.
All right. Good. Always good stuff from Ryan there. All right. Let's see if we got any more hands up here. We do. A good friend, Franco. How you doing, Franco?
Hi, how you doing?
Pretty good. Excellent. How are you?
Not too bad, thanks. I just wanted to add on something that Ryan just said. If you look on your mobile phone, and I don't know if it's just my opinion, but if you scroll down, the user usually scrolls down to the last one and looks at that one the longest. He scrolls past the first one, past the second one, and there's a stickiness to the third one. Now, on a PC screen, if you do the showcase thing, it looks best if the middle one is bigger. But I wanted to know, is it possible to, because I know that you can move your different plans, okay? Is it possible to showcase the middle one, but not have that one be the second one on the mobile view? Do I make sense?
You can highlight any of the ones. You don't have to. Let's highlight the last one in this case. So it would be Plan 3, and let's save that. Okay, and we'll refresh the page. So you have it here like this.
It just doesn't look that nice.
I agree with you. Yeah, what it does is it just pops that one out from the screen.
So on a screen, I would like Plan 3 to be in the middle, but on the mobile phone, I'd like to be Plan 3 at the bottom, which means it's to the right.
Yeah, so I'll tell you another trick here you can do. What you can do is I don't want to get too much into it, but you can add something like, okay, so there's a classes called like hidden LG. Okay, that's going to hide it on desktop. Hidden MD, that's going to hide it on tablets. And then there's something called hidden SM, which is just smaller devices that are not just almost mobile devices. And that way, but we're not, then there's one more hidden excess. I'm not going to add hidden excess there, but what you might want to do is play with these. So you might want to create a fourth one, but two of them use the hidden classes on them. So I'll just show you. I'm going to copy and paste this into the chat for you so you can choose which ones to use where you want. But basically, you'll create an alternate fourth one that will only show on mobile. So, and then the other ones will be, you'll use these hidden classes cleverly. So let's just save this. So I'm hiding this on everything except mobile now. So let's just refresh. This is going to disappear. It's gone. But if I go in mobile view, plan 1, 2, and now we see plan 3 because I didn't put hidden excess, which are extra small screens. So if you play with those hidden classes, that might get you to where what you're looking for there.
Cool. And then I've got another question that is not related to the add-ons that you were talking about now. Should I wait for later?
Yeah, if you want to wait for later, we have a tip of the week coming up, but we'll try to get to it some more questions from you, Franco.
Cool. Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right, sure thing. Yeah, good question there on that. So I did put those hidden classes there. It's a clever way to hide things based on the device. All right, let's see one more hand up here. Am I mistaken? Jenny, looks like you're self-muted, Jenny.
Can you hear me?
Yes, how are you today?
I'm good. So my signal's a little bit bad because I'm at the harbor getting ready to go paddleboarding. But I just have a quick question. I posted earlier on the Facebook group, or the Facebook wall, but now I'm not seeing it. So I guess it hasn't been accepted by the moderator. So we are having an issue, and I don't think this is in the add-on. It's actually an add-on, but I don't think it was in your discussion today. When you do a search result, you do a search and it says showing profiles 1 of 100, and then you click load more. I forgot what that add-on is called, that widget, but no matter how many more you click where it's load more, it still says showing 1 to 100. Is there a fix for that?
So you have a ticket with the support team?
We did put a ticket in and they told us it's just not working. So when is the fix going to be, I guess?
Okay, well, no, that's good to report that. So it seems like just a small technicality of it's not updating the 1 of 10, 1 of 20. Every time you click 10 more, it should update what it's showing, right? I think if you have a ticket in, they'll make a note of it. They haven't closed the ticket, have they? They're still.
You know, my developer put the ticket in and he told me the answer he got was, yes, it's not working. It is probably going to come at some point. I just wondered how long these things take to, like, how many people have to, because we've complained a couple of times. And so, I don't mean this to be a complaint. I just am asking, is there a fix in these new add-ons for that to be updated? Because it hasn't come in the last few updates that we've seen.
Gotcha. I'll take a look at that to see if I could find the ticket and see where it's at. Obviously, that's just a small technicality we want to have fixed. Makes sense. It's definitely a valid request. So I'll take a look at that for you, Jenny, after the webinar and see where the ticket status is.
I appreciate it. And I'm sorry it wasn't to do with what you were discussing today. So this is my first webinar with you. So thanks so much.
Search results. No worries. I'm going to make a note of that here. Results showing 100, etc. Okay, as you click for more. Okay, good stuff there. Yeah, there's always small stuff with software, but we definitely want to make sure we take care of it. All right, let's take a dive into this week's tip of the week. This one's going to be There's a lot to cover. It's a good how-to, how to create landing pages to download your ebooks and other white papers and resources. David and I were chatting about this topic earlier this week, and we thought it would be a good one to cover. It comes up quite often. How do I create a landing page to download an ebook? Very common request, and you can certainly do that on the BD platform. So David, if it's okay with you, may I pass it over and we can dive into the tip of the week?
Absolutely. So we figured we'd start off really basic from the foundation and talk about what a landing page actually is in case you're brand new to managing or building your website. It's essentially a static standalone web page that's been created specifically for a marketing or advertising campaign. And so this page is where your visitors will land after they click on a link directing them to that page in maybe a marketing email, an online ad, maybe one of your posts on social media, something like that. And so this landing page is designed for a single specific focus or goal. And there will be you might have multiple call to actions on the landing page, but they're all focused on a specific action that you want the visitor to take on the landing page. So in this presentation, we'll talk about how to create a landing page specifically for downloading an ebook or any other downloadable resources that you want to provide your visitors, and how to capture their information so that you can market to them or contact them in the future.
And really with that, what we're trying to do is we're trying to capture an email address. So again, we can remarket to them in the future. And usually things like ebooks are a way to get your foot in the door with people who are potentially interested in what you're offering or what your community is about. So everyone should have on their website, usually everyone should have at least 1 to 3 what's called a lead magnet. It's something to attract people to something that they don't have to pay for. They just have to exchange an email address. We've probably all done this at some point browsing the internet, but a lead magnet is a really great way to get people into the top funnel of your sales process or your onboarding process for potential members. So keep that in mind as we're going through these slides.
That's right. That's a great segue into just a few of the more general benefits of landing pages. Because they are so specific and so focused on a single target audience or a single goal, they're able to deliver you more conversions and leads. And by that, we mean, again, referencing the visitor's email address. Typically when they go to a landing page, the visitor will provide their email address. They'll type it into a form, and then once they submit their email address, they'll then get access to whatever it is they were promised: a downloadable ebook, a lesson plan, some other resource. So it can deliver you more conversions and leads because it's so specific and it targets that specific audience. And it can also help you can really allow yourself to get very specific with the messaging, the imagery, and really everything else on that page, again, because it's targeted for one specific purpose. So instead of, if you're trying to capture visitors' email addresses, instead of having a downloadable ebook or a downloadable resource mentioned on your website's homepage or mentioned on your pricing page, instead you can create a static landing page specifically for this downloadable ebook or resource, and you can market this landing page to the specific audience that you're trying to target. So you can develop this targeted content for these specific audiences this way with these landing pages. And it can also provide you with actionable data. Google Analytics is a great tool. It's completely free. It's easy to connect and set up with your Brilliant Directories website. And so if you have Google Analytics connected to your website, you can go over those analytics and you can really see how many people are going to the landing page itself, how many people are submitting the forms, and you can, through all of this, you can see which campaigns, which resources you're providing are really driving you the most traffic. and conversions. This way, you know what's working, what's not working, what's providing you with actionable leads and visitor email addresses, and what's not. And you can focus more of your energy on what's working and learn how to better target the audience that you're going after.
And in addition to that, usually what you're offering is some kind of expert advice or quick tips or blueprint or some kind of top 10 list that is basically clickbait for anyone who might be interested, again, in what the industry that your website is in or what your community is about. So, these landing pages, again, are a great way to get your foot in the door with people who might be interested in your final paid product, but they're just not ready to pay right now. So what you're going to deliver as the ebook or the tips demonstrate you as an industry expert, and it allows you to build that rapport with the people who are visiting the landing page, and then ultimately exchanging their email address for the content asset, media asset that you're delivering to them.
That's right. So there's 5 steps, 5 items that we want to go through that you'll need to set up this. We can refer to this as a funnel, starting from the landing page itself, uploading the downloadable ebook or resource PDF, whatever it might be, setting up the form so that you can capture the visitors' email addresses. So we'll go through all these steps with you, show you how to set it up start to finish, so that you can implement this on your own website. Or maybe you've already implemented a landing page of sorts on your website, and maybe you'll get some new ideas from this presentation here, and you'll be able to implement those into your existing landing pages.
Now, we thought we were going to set this up before the webinar, but David and I chatted about it, and we thought it would be fun to just go through the entire process. We'll do the quick and simple one. We won't make it too elaborate, but we'll stick to the basics. And what's really interesting about this list is this is actually the order that you should go in to make the logical steps as efficient as possible. And you'll notice the last one here, number 5, is the actual landing page. So what we want to do before we get to step 5 is we actually want to do steps 1 through 4, which are setting up the infrastructure that will make the landing page work as it should. So step 1, and we'll go through these steps one by one. We're going to do this all together here on the webinar. Step 1 is to upload your ebook or PDF file into your media manager. So let's go ahead and do that together. And I'll just backtrack. We'll start from the dashboard page here. Okay, so step 1, we're going to go into the media manager, and we have an ebook that we have available in the Brilliant Directories blog. We're just going to use that as the example here. So let's upload an image or PDF file. And here it is, a membership website checklist. And this one's a little big, it's about 2.5 megabytes. Just take a second to upload to the media manager. And it looks like it's uploaded. We'll go back to all media, and we're going to do something right now. We're going to right click with our mouse, and we're going to copy the URL for this PDF. This is going to come in handy in just a moment. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to put it in a little clipboard here on my notepad, so I just have it handy. That is the URL of the PDF. If we go there now together, we'll see the ebook is there. This is the ebook that people will be downloading. It's several pages long, and that is the URL for it. Now that it's added to the media manager, it can exist on the internet as something people can visit. All right, step 2, create a confirmation web page with a PDF download button. So after people give you their email address, we want to direct them generally to some kind of a thank you or success or confirmation page where they can proceed with downloading the ebook. And normally this is done with providing them with a button link to click on. So let's do that together now. We can go to the web page builder. And again, we're not going to create elaborate pages here. We're just going to do kind of quick and simple things. We'll create a new web page. And the URL will just be confirmation. And we'll create the title. We'll just call it form submitted and download ebook below. And just for fun, we'll turn this into, we'll give it a hero section. And we'll use a background image. And what we'll do is the font we'll make white. So this is the title text font. This is the title text. This will be the image. And then what we'll do is for the page content, that's all we'll do for the hero section. For the page content, I'll drop a block in. I could just drop a button in here. We'll just do that. You can definitely dress up the page with additional content, but we'll just put a button link here and we'll edit it and we'll say the URL is going to be the URL of the ebook. So I'll copy this, and we'll edit this, and the URL is going to be this. We can open in a new tab and we'll say click to download ebook. We'll update that and we'll add a little bit of styling. We'll make it a large button, which it is, and we'll toggle it full width. Okay, again, nothing fancy here. We'll go ahead and save this. Okay, let's visit the page. Okay, so he says form submitted, download ebook below. Again, you can probably make these pages a little nicer with some content, supportive text, give them some additional things to do. But if I click on this button now, it will take me to the ebook here in the browser. And of course, from the browser, you can, every browser is a little different, but you can go ahead and download it and save it to your computer or device. But we do now have a click to download ebook button. Now here's a tip. These pages will get indexed in Google, and we don't want really the confirmation pages to be indexed by Google and other search engines. So under the page options area, what we want to do is click on apply no index, no follow. What that is telling Google is don't save this page in your search results, and just it won't show in the Google search results basically. So we're not indexing this page. It won't be part of your sitemap and things like that. So only people who fill out the form, who come to the page directly, will have access to this page or be able to find this page. So under page options, it would be useful to click on apply no index, no follow if we want to hide this page from search engines like Google. So if people Google something, this page doesn't accidentally show up. Okay, that was step number 2. Step number 3 is sometimes when people fill out the form for an ebook, we also send a confirmation email in addition to sending them to a confirmation web page. So we can set up an email template for that. And what we'll do for this is go to emails, email templates. And it's going to be very similar to the process we just did for the web page. So we'll do new email template. And the subject line is, here is your ebook. And I'll use that as the template nickname as well. Oh, there can't be any spaces there. Here, put dashes, is your ebook. Fair enough. All right, so what we can do, or why is that giving me, well, love these webinars. So I'll just put ebook. This is not going away. Okay, something's going on there. I'll just put ebook. There we go. So I want to see what's going on with that template name thing, but you're going to give it a nickname, ebook. And what's really cool is you can probably just use the draggable blocks. Again, you can decorate these emails as much as you want, but I'll just change the title here. Click to download ebook. What's nice once people exchange their email for something, you want to continue to give them more resources. So maybe not only do you provide them with a download ebook link, but you also provide them with links to your Facebook group or other areas where they can engage with your community. So I just use a draggable content block here, and we put this in here, and here we see another web link here. So I'm going to go ahead and edit this web link, and we'll say download ebook. And again, what I need is that link to the PDF. and I'm going to make that the URL. So that's just the key. Just get the right click on in the media manager, and it's in an email, so links automatically open in new tabs, but you can do click in new tab, and there we have that. All right, and if we want it to be a little fuller width, we could drag this. We could get rid of this cell actually altogether if we wanted to. Delete this column. So you have clicked for ebook, and I'll go ahead and save the changes. Again, nothing too pretty here, just showing you the fundamentals of how to get that download link in an email here. Okay, so if we go back to our email templates, we should see now we have a custom email template, and the nickname is ebook. And we can see here is the ebook. So we have steps 1 through 3 completed. We've uploaded the PDF file to the media manager. We've created a confirmation web page, confirmation email. Now we want to click the form that visitors are going to fill out from the landing page. We're going to create that first. And in this case, I'll just do a simple form with their name, and email, and we'll just use those, and maybe their phone number. So to create a new form, you can create forms for anything, surveys, things like that. We're going to go to the form manager and click on new form. We're going to give it a nickname, ebook download. All right, here it's not giving me any issues with the nickname, so that's good. Okay, and anytime you create a new form, it always starts you off with the basics, name, email, phone number, enter message, the Google reCAPTCHA to prevent or minimize spam. In this case, I'm just gonna remove the enter message field that's here. We don't really need that. And I'll go ahead and save the changes. And this is a critical step. So if you're following along, pay attention here. The form is the item that does all the magic. So now that we have a form that's called ebook download, what we want to do is when this form is filled out, we want to redirect the user to that confirmation web page, and we want to select the email, the ebook email template that I just created, to be sent to the person who fills out this ebook download form. So where we do this is in the edit form settings. And in the first tab, it says what happens after form is submitted. So in this case, we want to redirect to another web page. So here it is, and you can actually add a small success message that'll flash right before while it's redirecting. So you enter the redirect URL, and the redirect URL is going to be that confirmation page we created. It says form submitted, download ebook below. This is after they submit the form. Okay. Thanks, one ebook coming right up. That's going to be the quick message that flashes as it's redirecting. Now, so that's going to take care of sending people to the confirmation web page. The second one are the email notifications. So the user notifications, person who's filling out the form, do we want to email them something after the submission? You may or may not want to. You may just want to send them to a confirmation page, or vice versa, only send them an email. But in this case, we're going to do both. So we're going to email user after submission, and then we can choose the email template we want to send. And we called that email template that I created ebook. So let's look for ebook here. We can actually update this to be a search one. And I don't see it here. Let's see what's going on. Here it is at the bottom. Okay, we need to make this a little nicer. I'm going to make that note for that. Sorry guys, sidetrack here. Make selecting email with forms better, and we know exactly what we need to do with that. All right, let's keep it. So now we're going to send them the email template called ebook. What's cool here also is you can send yourself, the admin, a notification email as well. So if you want to get pinged in your inbox anytime this form is submitted, anytime someone submits the ebook, you can turn this on. And what's easy is you can just send the same ebook message, or you can leave it at the default contact us. It'll kind of provide you with the information they filled out for that form. So that'll show you their name, their email, their phone number, whatever fields that form had. While we're here, you can also enter additional admin emails. So this will go to the owner of the site. You can enter additional admin emails to notify. So maybe you have staff members, if you're doing a contest or promotion and you created an application form and you need certain staff members to get notified when this form is filled out, you can add a comma-separated list of their emails here. Just do that, yep, and you can just continue adding emails there. So I'll turn these off and we'll go ahead and save the changes. And our form is done now. So now we have a form. The redirect page is set up. The email the user receives after the form submission is set up. Let's go back to the ebook download. So here's our ebook download. So now we've done steps 1 through 4. Media Manager, PDF file in the Media Manager, both confirmation assets, the email and the web page. The form is set up. Now we want to create the landing page, the public landing page that we want to advertise. We want people to share that page so people, as many people as possible, come to that landing page and fill out the form we just created. So let's do that together. Let's create that landing page. What we can do is, first thing I'm going to do is just copy the short code for the form. That's going to be the form equals ebook download. That's what we're going to put on the landing page so that this form renders and displays on the landing page. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the web page builder. We're kind of going to do what we did for the confirmation page, but instead of a download ebook button, we're going to put the form on that page. So what we can do is I'm actually going to just clone this page, the form submitted page, and we're going to call the URL new ebook, and get this ebook will be the title, and then we're going to say fill in the form to get this ebook. And what I'll do here is I'll actually delete this. I will unlink it and remove the text, and I will in this case use one of the draggable blocks, and I'll replace the image, I'll delete the image here, and I'm going to paste the short code form equals ebook download, download ebook here, and we'll just leave it like that. We'll create it real simple. The hero section, yep, everything's the same there, and I'll go ahead and save the changes. I'll give it a nickname, get this ebook. Now this is a public page, so in this case, under the page options, we don't necessarily want it to be no index, no follow here. We want it to be a public page. We want people to find this page. Let's take a look at this page together now. So again, we didn't do anything fancy here with the design. We just created a landing page. We actually don't need the button here because we want them to fill out the form. So I will unlink this and then delete the text. A little confusing there with the button. Go ahead and save it again, and we'll refresh the page. You can add images here. Let's actually do that together. I have an image we can add here that maybe is a picture of the ebook. So we'll, what we can do is we can find an image here. Let's say this is the ebook, and we'll go ahead and save that. So we just added an image here just to spruce it up a little bit more. And there we go, here it is. Now, if you're ever noticing that one side is higher than the other, here's a tip for you in the web page builder. What it's trying to do is put everything in the middle here. We can see this is in the middle of the cell. What you can do is you can click here, and what we can do is vertical align. You can set it to top. You do that for both of them. Vertical align, set it to top, and it's going to push everything to the top rather than trying to center them in the middle of the cells. And we'll see what that does here. Let me save those changes. And we can see here it's trying to center the form with this taller image and everything here. But if I click vertical align top, now the form is here. So we'll go ahead and fill out this form, Jason at jason.com. We're asking for the phone number, and I'm not a robot, and we will submit the message. Hopefully everything works. There we go. Thanks. One ebook coming up. Now it's taken us to the form submitted page. I didn't put an actual email in there, but I would have gotten the email there as well. And I see the click to download ebook button. The cycle is done for the user. So you can advertise your landing page to your heart's desire. Get people to fill out that form as much as possible, and you're going to be delivering them an asset such as the ebook here. Now, here's the best part. The best part is you're the admin of the site. You want to track all the people who have filled out this ebook. Who are they? You want to download them, and everyone can do that. You can see them in your email section under Forms Inbox. When you create a new form, if you don't make any database modifications to it, I didn't do anything there, we can actually see the inquiry here of what I just filled out. The form that was filled out was ebook download. The person who filled it out was jason@jason.com. It shows you the origination page where that form was filled out. And then you can actually view the full inquiry here. This was that admin email. I said if you wanted your admin or staff to get an email, this is what they would get. So you actually get all the information, Jason, Jason@Jason, the phone number. Those are the 3 pieces of information I filled out. So you have that here. And when you're looking at all your forms inbox and all the inquiries that live here, you can actually filter by form. So in this case, we can look at everyone who filled out the ebook download. And there it is there. And then you have a few list actions. You can create a smart list from this. So you can create a dynamic smart list of everyone who's filled out the ebook download, and you can start sending newsletters to that smart list. And you can also export the results. And that will export all the metadata of the inquiry, the person's name, the phone number, and additional information. So if there were thousands of results here or hundreds of results, you can get all of that not only into a smart list, but also into an Excel or CSV file export that you can then use. Maybe you want to import them to a third party or just have it to share with your staff and things like that. So that really completes the cycle. And you can see why I started with uploading the PDF file to the Media Manager, and we just built upon that with steps 1 through 5 here. David, did I leave anything out? I know that was a mouthful right now.
I think you covered it. It takes a few steps to set up, but once you have it set up for the visitor, it's a pretty seamless process.
That's right. And I think we did a good job just breaking it down into these 5 steps. 5 is a nice round number. Everyone likes to see that. But you don't need to have the confirmation web page and the confirmation email. You could choose to just have one or the other. In this case, we covered both. So you could even eliminate one of the steps from here. And what we'll do there is we will, this slide should have come first. Let's make an ebook landing page. But what we can do now is take some questions and answers. I'll lower everyone's hands. This is an open forum now. We can ask about the tip of the week, any of the updates, any assistance with your own website. And we'll start with Dan here. Dan's got his hand up. How are you, Dan?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, how are you, Dan? Where are you calling in from?
Hold on 1 second.
All right.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Okay, sorry, my AirPods, the one times Apple doesn't work.
No worries.
Okay, I had a couple quick questions. The first one was, is there any way that you guys could build in a feature to filter out like our IP addresses from the activity log? Because like when we go and skip in people's accounts, it shows us as doing the activity and so forth. So having like a filter for that would be really nice, so we could see when they truly last logged in. And then the second one is going to be for billing notifications. Right now, if you turn on the advanced notifications, they get one every month if they're on monthly, and then once a year if it's on yearly. but I feel like the monthly is a little bit too much. I mean, they're going to get a notice saying that they've been billed and get an invoice, but
This,
I don't think they need a reminder every month, but they do need one every year.
you know, our good friend in New Zealand, Colette, and a few others have requested that. It is something we want to do. We just haven't, there's just a few other items ahead of it, but I will list it here again for the billing reminder emails. Choose which cycles to apply the reminder emails to. That's what you're requesting, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm with you on that one. I think that will be super helpful. And generally, the consensus is, you know, monthly users, maybe don't remind them each month, but the annual users, since so much time has passed by, they might need that little reminder. Okay.
Yeah, precisely.
Love it. No, definitely some good suggestions there. Thank you so much, Dan.
Okay, thanks.
Cheers. All right, good. Two awesome suggestions there. Maurice, I saw you had your hand up earlier. I want to make sure I get to you. It looks like you're self-muted, Maurice.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, how are you today?
How y'all doing? This is my first time. I'm a complete newbie, so be
Okay.
gentle. Be gentle, please.
I will. Let me ask you, as a newbie, again, the platform has a lot of built-in features. What did you think of the tip of the week? Obviously, there's a learning curve, but how did you feel about that?
Excellent. I haven't tried it as of yet.
Okay.
I haven't tried anything as of yet.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I'm also a worker, so I'm have to worry about my employment first. And
I'm with you. Okay. What's your question for us today?
I sent you a number of questions, and I know you're not going to be able to get to all of them. But my first question is, do I need to worry? I haven't started with the 5 sites that I bought. I have not started working on any of them as of yet. I do plan on starting them very, very soon. Is that going to be a problem?
Not a problem. It sounds like you have the lifetime website plan. So really the beauty of that is you can kind of work at your own pace. I'd always recommend starting with one project, getting, you know, it sounds like you still have some learning to do on the platform, which is fine. There's some videos to help you out there, but I'd start with one project, gain some traction on that one, get familiar with the platform. And that's usually the best way to get started.
Is there a site already? I thought I saw a site that you already had available that we could just go in there and, you know, totally make it ours, and then all of a sudden, an hour or two later, it would reset itself.
I think you're referring to the demo site that people can play around on, and then it resets every hour. Demo Bootstrap. .com. That's a great reference. It's basically loaded with a bunch of dummy content, just to give you an idea of what your site might look like once you add some members and posts. But I think what might help you out, Maurice, I think this might help you out here. Let me give me one moment here. I want to go to just a second here. I lost the link here. Hang on, I'm trying to find a link for you. Oh, here, let me go here. The Help Center portal. I want to give you links to the getting started videos here, the quick start videos, Maurice. These should be helpful in getting you started with the basics and getting started there. Let me share that link in the chat, Maurice. All right, there you go. So this would be a great place to get started, and it kind of sets you, again, basic website setup, design, connecting your domain name. And then once you're done with that, Maurice, if you're looking for strategy and tips for your website, I would also recommend, I know there's a lot of videos and it takes time and stuff, so this is when you have the free time. The BD blog is a pretty helpful resource. You know, there's things like your pre-launch checklist to kind of help you save time. And then some tips here, you know, these are more around marketing, like how to motivate your members to complete their profiles. We cover topics like member retention, how much to charge your members. We talk about some pricing strategy concepts there. So for anyone who's kind of looking for a refresher or just have some time to watch some videos that could help you out, I did just share a link to the BD blog there as well. So I hope that helps you out there, Maurice. All right, we have our good friend Eric. Eric, it's really great to see you here in the webinar. I've unmuted your mic. Looks like you're self-muted there. There you go.
How's it going?
Pretty good. Good to see you here, Eric. How's it going?
Yeah, good. I noticed in the design, I had two things. In the design settings, when you clicked on edit settings, did it bring up a Frola editor for you?
For the custom content?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you have to select custom content. I see. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, so I'll catch you up. A few webinars back, we had released. I'll just click on add a new section. Before you could just have like custom homepage content, just one area for custom content. So now we've unlocked it. So there's up to 5 custom content. And when you select one of these, here you go. When you select one of them, you'll get the edit settings here. And what that's going to do is basically bring you the Frola editor. And what's also cool is you can't see it, but if you toggle this, you also get access to the pre-made blocks. So you can kind of quickly put some, maybe you want to just add one testimonial on the homepage or a few pieces of the blocks. You can add it quickly here now.
Oh, no, I was saying if it was available for like the, streaming events or streaming blog articles to put like a background image to sell as like ad space.
Gotcha. There's so there isn't that as the background image. Those ones they're not Frola editors because they're kind of code heavy with the PHP and stuff. However, what you can do is you could in between. This is why people wanted the additional custom content is, for example, in between your streaming blog articles, you might want to slip in. Here, I'll just do 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you might want to slip in your banners that way in between the streaming things with the custom content.
Cool. And then the other thing for the forms thing that you were just showing with getting the download and everything, but within the forms section itself, is there a way to within the form settings set a tag so that anybody who fills it out is automatically tagged with a keyword, with a smart list tag?
Okay, so if they're a member of your site, let me just check 2 things for you. Okay, so if they're a member of your site, there is a search here for forms, the forms they've submitted or forms they haven't submitted yet. So we should be able to search, and by the way, see, this is a easier searcher. So I could search for ebook. So search for members who have submitted the ebook download, and there are no members who have submitted it because I just filled it out once. But what you can do is there doesn't have to be anyone here right now. You can create a smart list from this, and as members fill out the form, that's why it's a dynamic smart list. It'll automatically add people to that smart list as long as they filled out this the ebook download form. Now, for people who are not members, just public visitors of your site, let me check something for you. I'm not sure. If you go to view contacts, I think, yes, there is also a forms submitted here. But we don't see the ebook one here. I'm going to make a note that this should also, these are all like the public forms on your site, like contact us, the leads form, newsletter. You can then create a smart list. We'll just use newsletter as an example. You would do the search, and let's see here. There should be a way to create a smart list. I'm gonna look, this is what I was unsure of. That's what when I started getting into this with you. I'm going to look into smart lists for view contacts. However, what you can do is if you just go to the forms inbox
Yeah, so it's all by
Yeah.
form right now.
Yeah, it's all, yeah. So, but that's the thing. If you just select ebook download and create a smart list based on that, as more people fill out this form, it will
Okay.
add them to that smart list automatically. So again, if 1,000 people have filled out this form, but I created the smart list even before the first person did, it will continuously add people who fill out the ebook download form to that smart list.
Okay.
So this would capture this method. Actually, I should have started with this. This method will capture members or public visitors who fill out the ebook download form, and then you can email to all of them newsletters or export them just the same.
And that would apply to previous people who, like, if we already have a bunch of people in there who filled out a form, we can put them in that list.
You can create the smart list at any time. Yeah, as long as they're showing here as somebody who filled out one of these forms, you can create the smart list at any time, and it'll just populate it with the, however many people filled out that form so far.
Yeah. Okay. Real quick, one more thing, if you don't mind.
Sure.
The update that you did with the members, the member details section. I didn't think you guys would ever work in there and start updating that again because there's so many things in there. But one thing I've always hoped for was that if you could, like when you're, for example, if you make a new post type, or if you are changing some other setting, if the system could ask you, do you want to apply this to other membership levels, so that you don't have to go into every single membership level and change, the whatever setting you're dealing with.
David, you were mentioning something like that a few weeks back, right? You said it would be more efficient if is that what you were referring to, assigning the members, the who has the post publishing privileges, right? Is that what you're referring to, Eric?
Yeah, I mean, not only that, but even like just what you were showing for the new member details. If like, say, because like, especially when we're, I have some new licenses that I'm trying to develop, and just remembering from when I first made my first website with you guys, there's a lot of like changing around tons of stuff. You make a bunch of stuff and then maybe change it. And especially with post types or other membership settings or member settings, if we could apply any of the settings at the same time to another membership level,
Yeah, I know.
Make it easier.
I hear what you're saying. Yeah, David and I were chatting about that a few weeks ago. He brought it up. Someone had mentioned it to him in a call he was having. We'll look into that, Eric, because I think, especially when you're creating a post type, if from there you can assign which membership plans can post that type of, just in that one example, it seems to be it would be helpful and a lot faster than having to open up every single membership plan and then choosing, can post for all the different membership plans.
Yeah,
So
and even member dashboard settings too, stuff like that. Like if we are changing the site from, say, public to have to be logged in, or something like that.
Right.
Just all those settings. There's so many,
Right. Okay.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, thanks for the tip. All right, always good stuff. Good, always good stuff, and good to hear from Eric. All right, Shelly's got her hand up. Looks like you're self-muted, Shelly.
Hello.
How are you today? Where are you calling in from?
Portland, Oregon.
All right, thank you for joining the webinar. What's your question for us today?
So I'm pretty new to this. First off, I have 2 sites that I purchased. I've been working on the first one.
Great.
But they're both going to have very similar settings and usages and even branding. I'm wondering, is there a way for me to just copy a site once it's done and then make adjustments from there?
Yeah, a lot of people that have multiple sites. Let me get to where I'm trying to go here. We have a clone my site service, and here it is here. I'll share a link to that. So a lot of people, especially when they have more than even like 10 sites, they're creating sites for multiple cities and things like that. They'll create what we call like a flagship site, and they might not want to clone everything. So what you can do is you can get this service, the Clone My Site. I'll put the link here in the chat. There's a promo code that goes along with this, get 25. It'll get you 25% off on that. But you can take your flagship site and clone it to your second BD website in your example, and they'll ask you what pieces and parts of the site you want to be cloned. Usually you could just clone the whole thing, but they'll ask you, do you want to clone the members? Do you want to, clone the design settings? And then from there, you can, once it's cloned, you can make your minor modifications to the alternate site, and that should help speed things up if you're trying to, clone a site and just makes a few changes on the alternate site.
Okay, thank you for that. And then, so I'm struggling a little bit, mostly because I think I'm trying to use the product in a way that it wasn't 100% meant to be used, because we're using it as an add-on to another purchase. So we don't want to, through the directory, be asking people to sign up and pay for new things and all that kind of stuff, because it's an add-on to something else that we use, that we sell them.
Okay.
And so I'm struggling with a lot of little things on how to make this not be this way and so on. But what I'm wondering is, like this call today, do you have like recordings of all these calls, and are they separated by topics that were covered or anything, so that I can just go through and find calls like this? But yeah, stuff I need.
Yeah, so you can always search the BD blog. It's hours, and it's a lot of hours. We, in all the webinar replays, we always extract the tip of the week into its own video. For example, this one here, the 10 overlooked tools for transaction management, was from 2 webinars ago, but we parsed it out. But for example, webinar 118, we do put timestamps of the topics that were covered throughout the webinar, so it's pretty comprehensive. I think the easiest thing to do might be just to ask a question in the Facebook group, and either myself or someone might be able to reference something quicker for you rather than searching for it here. There is a search here, but again, the webinar topics all cover a diverse number of topics, so it might be hard to find exactly what you're looking for. But ask in the Facebook group, search in the blog here, and I think that's a good way to get to what you're after.
So do you find that you have many or any other people that are using this and not trying to make specific money on, or purchases through the website?
So what I'm understanding is getting a listing in your directory is in addition to another service you're selling them somewhere else.
Right.
Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah.
It works both. I've seen it both ways. A lot of people use the directory as a foot in the door to sell other services, and I've seen it the way you're referring to is they sell other services, and getting a listing on some prominent network or directory that you've created is a perk. So I've seen it done both ways, and that's what I think was really nice about, if you're using it for like business listings or in the industry directory, it's a great way to get your foot in the door or provide value added online exposure for those people. So I think it can go both ways. Now, if you have 2 separate websites and you have your BD directory and the other site where people are, buying your other services, the best thing to do is to make it feel a bit more seamless is just match the colors in your design settings. Make sure you have a similar logo on both sites. I don't know what the other site is that you have, but if you can make both sites seem as similar as possible aesthetically, again, just using colors and the logo.
Yeah, it's really a site. It's more like traditional sales reps going out and selling.
Okay. So just as long as it matches your branding, I think you should be in a good place.
Okay, yeah, I think it's probably going to be one of those things where it's right now we don't want to add it just because it's where people can buy it themselves, because it just complicates things. It'll just continue to be an add-on to what we sell them. But I think in the future we might turn it around once we kind of get this underway.
Absolutely. Good luck with that, and welcome to the community.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, I've seen it done both ways. Some people use the directory. It's free to join, and then on the other side, they're offering them other business services. Or as Shelly is doing, it's the directory listing is going to be an added perk. All right, I see Sean. Sean's got her hand up, or his. I think it's a she. He. Sean.
Definitely a woman. How are you?
Okay. Hey, how are you today? Yeah, I thought I recognized it. Wasn't. I don't know if it was like Sean or anyways. Thanks for joining the webinar. What's your question for us?
So my question is, I'm looking for a way to seamlessly like connect my BD to my ConvertKit, and that is for either the newsletter or just my updates and in my email campaigns. Is there, because they're saying basically to either put a coding on to BD to where when someone submits a newsletter, it directly goes to them, or I can manually make a landing page on their platform and then get like a smart list downloaded and upload it to theirs, which it seems like it's a lot of work. Is there a workaround for that?
Yeah. Okay. So ConvertKit is it's kind of like a MailChimp where they give you the form and you could put that form on any other website, and is that what it is?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right. I'm going to use a YouTube video in this example. However, what you can do, the same concept applies. Okay. Let me just get the embed code for a YouTube video. I'm going to show you what you can do on a landing page. Okay. So here's a video on YouTube. Now the ConvertKit for your form, they're going to give you kind of like an embed code, right? Just like YouTube gives you the embed code for video that's meant to be copy and pasted on other websites. So let's use the landing page we just created as an example here. So here is the Get This ebook page. Let's view it. And what I'm going to do in this example is replace the form here with the YouTube embed code, okay? But you're going to use the ConvertKit embed code when you do this, okay? So there's a couple ways to do it. Here's the landing page I created. And I'm going to show you the way I think is like the most reliable way is go to your widget manager actually, okay? And what you're going to do here is you're going to create a new widget for your site. And we're going to call this, I don't know how to spell it, but ConvertKit form embed code. And just paste the ConvertKit form embed code into this area here. Okay, in this case, this is the YouTube video embed code. But again, imagine this is the ConvertKit form embed code. I'm going to save the changes. And the page is going to reset. Abracadabra. Open Sesame. Okay, here it is. Custom widgets. We have a custom. Now this widget is holding the embed code that is going to be from ConvertKit. What you want to do is under Actions, click on Copy Shortcode. Okay, that's copied to my clipboard now. And in this example, I'm just going to replace the form shortcode with the widget equals ConvertKit form embed code. I'm going to save my changes. And the reason I say this is the most reliable way is usually if you try to copy embed code directly into this text editor, it kind of gets scrambled up with the text editor code and it doesn't render properly on the live website. But when you do it in a widget, it's fail proof almost. So now if we visit the page here, we can see the YouTube video is here. And this could just the same be rendering your ConvertKit embed code just like that. So 2 steps is go to your toolbox, make a new widget, drop your ConvertKit embed code in there, and then put the widget shortcode on a landing page. And then you have your ConvertKit code that would be rendered here. And whatever settings you've created in your ConvertKit for this form will happen after this form is filled out. Does that make sense? Too much? I think we lost your sound. We did lose your sound. All right, Sean. But that was a good question. Yeah, I think we lost. Oh, yep, she dropped altogether. All right, but that was a good question for anyone who's looking to embed code from any third-party solution, MailChimp, Constant Contact, ConvertKit. Those tools are meant to be embedded on other websites, and this method where you create a custom widget and then put the widget shortcode on a landing page is really the quickest way to get that embed code there and get it to render properly. All right, good stuff there. We got time for another question or two. I see David's got his hand up here. Looks like you're self-muted, David. How are you? All right, David going once. David going twice. All right, David, I'll lower your.
It looks like David might have typed in his question. He said, where might we find a reference with all of these CSS class options spelled out? I assume he's referring. Oh, there we go, David.
Yeah,
Hey,
sorry
David.
about that. I actually had you muted twice, once on my console, and then once I didn't realize that this webinar software did the same thing, but hello.
Hey, so yeah, your question was, where's like a quick cheat sheet for some of the CSS rules?
No, that was my easy question. I've got a slightly harder one to follow, but yeah.
So we don't necessarily have a cheat sheet. You're referring to kind of some of the stuff that we refer to in the pricing, the side-by-side pricing page?
Yep, all the CSS cheat codes.
Okay, so actually the team is updating the documentation for that in our support center, and those cheat sheets for the side-by-side pricing page, those CSS classes will be included in that updated documentation. So that's where you'll be able to find that. And what's your second question for us?
Perfect. Well, first of all, I want to say, love your engagement. Been through lots of your videos. My business partners and I are coming at the problem from a slightly different perspective. We have already an established directory service, which you could probably easily find on the website. It's a bespoke system, and we have, many millions of memberships in there right now. And we're looking for a new platform that allows for a lot of the kind of stuff that you guys do here already. I mean, you guys do a great job with engagement, and you take care of the directory piece and we deal with the data. Well, we have agreements with other companies for the data that our directory's been collecting over the years. And so if we are a utility, for example, you might have 2 or 3 companies that subscribe to the data that our directory collects, both from members and in terms of the forms, and then the way that we synthesize that data and put it into reports and things like that. My question is about the legalities of the data. If we bring over all of our records into Brilliant Directories, who owns that data? Do we have exclusive rights on that, and the structures that we build around it?
Yeah, so Brilliant Directories doesn't own any of your data, your member data, the whatever data you collect. We're basically your online technology partner in the sense that we're just going to keep the engine running for you, the software, the platform running for you. We don't use your member data. We don't. There's no. We don't own any of the IP for your data. We're just the software we're the SaaS solution, software as a service that's powering your website and keeping it online. So with regards to data and your users' information and things like that, that's always 100% yours.
Yeah, and that extends to, so I'm the one that sent you the Facebook or the personal reach out there about the IP that my partners have already established. And really the IP, it puts a structure around the way that we're collecting the data and the types of questions that we're asking and how we're packaging it up on the back end. Brilliant Directories has no stake in any of that. Is that correct?
I don't know specifically what you're referring to, but we don't, again, with regards to your data, we don't have any stake in your data. Sounds like you're talking about business, I don't know what's the right word, like the business model, like how you're running your business.
Yeah, it's definitely a different model. I mean, we're not just standing up as a directory by itself. We're really monetizing. Okay. We're monetizing the memberships. We're not really monetizing the engagement so much with our users, because
gotcha.
Well, people come in.
our extent of our responsibilities, we're going to make sure that your website's online. The features are working as they should. If they're not, our support team's there to kind of troubleshoot them. Sometimes things happen. So yeah, our job here is again to make your site's online. The features are working as expected, and that's pretty much as far as we want to reach with regards to supporting your project. Is making sure that features are working as expected.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you.
All right. Good question there, David. Good. And it sounds like you got a big project going on there. So definitely wish you the best of luck. And Franco, you can take us home here. You got that second question in. The floor is yours, my friend.
Thanks, buddy. Okay. My first question relates to an old problem. If you select the language, it still makes that error at the top.
It's the push. It should be coming through next week. It's going through its final QA. It was actually a little trickier than we thought. I know exactly what the Google Translate extra spacing. That fix should be coming through next week, Franco.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got a question. Why is it so difficult to add a second telephone number? Most guys now have a cell phone number as well as a landline number.
Yeah, there's a main phone number the members can add, and you can add additional fields if you'd like members to add alternate phone numbers that will display in their overview tab. Let me share with you the video that is
protected with that little click thing.
That will not be protected with the click thing. The alternate number would be would just be additional data on the page.
But doesn't that defeat the object of the add-on?
Yeah, yes and no. It is for the main phone number to track it. So let's say someone wanted to add 10 available phone numbers to a profile page. I see what you're saying. It just doesn't work like that right now. It is for the main phone number that the member adds. I do see what you're saying right now, but yeah, it's just the way it is right now.
That's cool. I understand.
Yeah.
Then another question. Is it possible and fairly easy to choose that your membership's photos displays as round, and if they uploaded a logo, that displays as a square, or vice versa?
You're really giving me some puzzles to solve here. So let me follow you here. Give me a moment. Let me see what's available.
If you're an individual, then you upload your photo and say, I'm a psychiatrist.
Okay. So
but
what
if you're
you
a business, you upload your logo.
Okay. So what you might be able to do, if we go to the Developer Hub, under your image settings, what you can do is generally for a square, the circle is actually a square, and then it makes it into, so it's a 1-to-1 ratio for the profile photo. For the logo, you can put whatever you want. It's going to be a maximum width and height. So if someone uploads a square logo, it's not going to stretch it into a rectangle. It's not good for design to stretch images to be certain shapes if they're not meant to be. However, for the logo, what you might want to do is put 400 by 200. That way it will actually support a rectangular shape. The width will be 400, the height will be 200. So it's not going to change the shape of an image, but it will set the maximum parameters to be at least aiming for a rectangle shape here for the profile logo.
Okay, but you know that you can, there's a default setting where you can say display as a circle or display as a square or a rectangle or whatever.
Yes, yeah, I'm familiar with that. If it's this one here, display photo style, circle corner or standard corners. So if the logo is
it possible to make it that photos have standard corners and logos have circled corners?
I think it's going to be, if someone is uploading, if the logo is going to be their profile photo, so if someone only uploads a logo, that's going to default as their profile photo, and that's going to respect the whatever you've set here. However, members would have the opportunity, if you gave it to them, to have an official profile photo in addition to a separate company logo that they can upload. If both of them are there, only the profile photo would be affected by this, I believe. The logo will be whatever shape they upload the logo as.
Okay, so there's no CSS that you can say that distinguishes between a photo and a profile photo and a profile logo.
Let me see here for you, Franco. Give me a moment. This would be the company logo. Let me check something for you. Yeah, you could. See, like this is a rectangle logo, but if it was a square, you're saying you just don't want it to. See, this is where a profile photo is round, right? This is a perfect example, and he has uploaded his company logo to just be, and it's going to be whatever the company logo is. It's not being augmented.
Okay, just go to search results where it shows everything on all the results.
Okay, I think so here's the profile photos. And again, if the logo is being used as the fallback for their profile photo, it's going to follow this model. It's not going to distinguish. Yeah.
Because that's why I wanted it to be circles or whatever, squares or rectangles, whatever the case might be.
Gotcha. Yeah, right now it's going to be profile photo is circle. And again, in this example, as we see with John Smith here, he's uploaded it. Now it doesn't have to be his face. It could be like Facebook. You know, our Facebook profile, let's go here. For Brilliant Directories, you know, they force you to upload a square. So it might be that John Smith, you know, uploads, you know, something like this light bulb as his company if it wants to load. Well, now it doesn't want to load, but you know, this is my face. This is our Brilliant Directories Facebook profile image. You know, John Smith might choose to not put his face, but put the square alternate of his logo here. So yeah, I think members, when they see their profile pages, we've had to play around with. LinkedIn is really tough to get your logos and your profile, especially for your company page, the way you want it. You got to kind of augment your logo sometimes from horizontal to vertical or square. Normally, companies will have alternate versions of their logo to fit certain sizes, especially since social media is so prevalent now. And some of them allow for rectangles, some of them are circles, some of them are square. So yeah, I think the businesses will do their best, but I don't have an exact answer for you on that, Franco. All right, well, great webinar. Thank you, David, for the tip of the week, how to create landing pages to download ebooks and resources. If we went through a lot of big stuff today, we'll post a link in the Facebook group for the YouTube replay that should be available instantly for everyone. Lots of fun lab updates and lots of updates coming soon. Really looking forward to the 25 new pre-made elements for the web page builder. If we didn't get to your question today, please feel free to join us in the Facebook group. You can go to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. Please continue the discussions there. And on behalf of myself, David, and the entire Brilliant Directories family, thank you guys so much for joining us. The next webinar will be in 2 weeks. Can you believe it? We're already almost halfway through September of 2021. So we'll catch you guys in 2 weeks. Have a great day and a brilliant week. Take care. Bye-bye.